Hello, welcome to Ekidel. We are a trained civil and structural engineer. My name is Justice Umwaka and I am your instructor. Today, I will be showing you the structural design or modeling of this six-story hotel building, and we'll be using the software Prota 2026 version of this structural design software. So let's begin right now for the structural design of this six-story hotel building you are seeing here on my screen. Yeah. Hello, welcome to Ekidel. We are a trained future civil and structural engineer. My name is Justice Umwaka and I am your instructor. Today, we will continue on our design of six-story hotel building. On our last video, we did the structural modeling using the software Protastructure version 2026, and on today's lesson, we will be modeling the staircase and also the window openings and door openings on the software. So if you're following this video, you can continue with that, and then we will also model for the other stories too on today's course video. Okay, that is fine. Now, if you're new on Ekidel, please consider subscribing, and if you're an old subscriber, consider joining the Ekidel membership here on YouTube, or have a one-on-one training which is called Ekidel mentorship. And then also know that we are currently running an end of year sales, so you can be able to purchase most of our product and also enroll for our training using this discount period, and you can get the link either on our bio or below this video description. Okay, that is fine. Let's now continue for what we have for today, which is to model the staircase and also to model the openings and also the other stories of this particular six-story building you are seeing here. And note that only 2026 version can be able to model the staircase. Other versions cannot be able to model this. Okay, that is fine. So with that, now let's now navigate to the other software. So then on this now, we will now locate the six-story building we are working on. Let me see that. Now this one. Let me see. Okay, that's fine. So this is the one we are working on before. So this is where we stopped on our last video, which is the part 4 of this course video. So this is the part 5 of the course video. So come now and then click on what okay for it to open up. So it's currently opening now for the opening the project file for this particular building. That is fine. Most times people complain that their 2026 does not open other projects. That's because you are using the wrong version. So you can get this from Ekidel directly. Okay, let me just hold on for that to open up. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that is coming up. It's coming up actually. Okay, that is fine. So also, if you're not following up this video and this is your first time, please know that we have up to part 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the part 5 of this training video, so you can be able to watch other versions previously. Okay, so that is fine. So this is, you can see the trace of the floor plan directly here. That's because we sent it down on this level. Yeah, you can now we want to bring this level down up, this tracing plan up to this level. That's because we want to model the staircase and also the openings on the wall after adding the wall load. So how do we do that? How do we move this tracing plan you are seeing here from the story 0 down to the first floor or any story? So you have to come to external reference drawing here, and on this place come here and say story number, choose here and the story that you want. In this case, we have only story 1 yet. So come now and then please on what on and click on story 1 and then say okay. So with this now, it will come up. So how do we see that? We need to come out and then activate what story 1 to be active here, and then you can see that the tracing plan has come to story 1 instead of story 0 that it was before. So in this case now, we will be able to notice or know where we'll have our window. For example, in this case, you can see that there's a window symbol here. So this will now enable us to model the window openings and whatever thing that we want to model on this level. That is fine. So with this now, let's now model for the window opening for one of them. Let's begin with this particular, let me see this one here. We can start with, let me see here. Yeah, there's a window opening that starts from here all the way down here. So how do we do that right now? We do that first by coming here and clicking on this. So to model an opening or a window opening on a beam or a reinforced concrete wall, click on that opening just as we modeled for an opening for this lift. Let me see. Okay, we have now modeled an opening for this lift, so we have to model the opening too for this lift. That's the opening, that's the entrance door for this lift. And how do we let's start with this door opening first for this lift. So you can see that there are lifts here, and how do we make the opening for this lift? We have to now do what, notice or get the width of this opening for this door on this lift first, and do that by going to what, going back to the CAD file. On the CAD file now, which is here, which is here, let's now look out for what is the opening width. So have to measure this from this is the opening from here all the way let me see all the way here. This is 800 for the opening, and then this is also 800 for opening. Or yeah, so this is the opening. So let us 814 that is the door entrance for this opening. 814 sorry, 814 from here to here, 814, that is fine. So in this case now our width now becomes 814, although the standard of opening for doors are meant to be 900, although we still have 800 door and 750 door. So in this case we are going to work with what we have here, 814 millimeter. In that case now we then go back to our software here, and then click on the, you can see the wall here. Now this wall now, we modeled it based on, this lift was modeled, you can see that based on, we modeled these two opening on one particular wall. So we use a full wall to model this lift. So in that case we need to know the distance between the starting of the wall and the beginning of the door, and also the starting of the wall again and the beginning of the next door. And how do we do that? We go to our CAD file and then open the CAD file here. Open the CAD file here, and then measure from this point to the beginning of this door. And what do we have? We have 1563 millimeter, and again beginning of this door down to of the wall and down to the beginning of this entrance door, and we have 3450 millimeter. So we come now, minimize this, open back the wall. I want to come like this, click on the wall, I click here and then say open wall opening editor. And once I do that right now, I will then come here, say add, and then add again. I'll add two, come here, or I can just add one first and work with one first, then come here, add my X. This X distance here shows the first one, 1536 that we checked before, and the distance should be 0 because it's a door. The height for all doors at minimum is always 2100. Then now, although it can be higher, but this is the standard. Then the width now is 814 that we checked before, and this is the first one. I'll come and then do what, come again and add again, new one again, and again here we have 3450, sorry, 814 again, 814, and here we have 21 again, and here we have 3450 that we checked before, and here we have 0. Now how do we get these two values? Don't forget we checked that already on our CAD file. So this is the two doors now. In this case now, I will then come and do what, click on what, OK here. Now it is best to do all the door openings that you want to do on the first particular story, so that when you now populate it, you don't have issues. So you can now see that we now have an opening here now. Okay, that is fine. So the same thing also happens here. We also have an opening too for this lift too here. You can see the lift here. There's lift here, which is the opening here. We need to also know the opening for this lift. So minimize this again. Open the CAD file again here, and we are done with this. So take this off, and again come here, locate this. This is directly at the center. Okay, let us do the first. From here to here is what is the opening. 829 is the opening. Let's see how this wall was modeled. If it's modeled from here all the way down to this place, let's see that. So minimize this and then open this. Let's see. Okay, this wall was just modeled only on its own. So with that, this opening is sitting directly at the center of this wall. So we come now, we click on this place, click on this opening the editor right now, and then add. Now once you add, automatically it gives the opening at the center. So if you want to adjust it, now adjust it. But in this case, we have the door at the center. So make here to be what, 0, and then here to be what, is already at the center of this door. So come here and then put here of this wall, of this wall. Then come here and put 100 as the height of the door. Then come here 829 that we measured before. So in this case now, if you now most people put it to be what, 50 mm because of the to add a small seal from the ground. Although most people tend to what, flush it directly on the ties. So anyone, but anyhow you do it during the construction, they will do their perfect work there. Okay, that's fine. So I'll come and do what, say okay here. So we have now created the openings for, you can see it will just show you immediately now. You can now see that we now have the openings now for the lift. So we have this opening here and the opening here. So this now becomes the lift hall. Alright, and here also becomes the lift hall too for these two lifts here. Okay, that is fine. Now notice that there is let me see the CAD file again. The CAD file again. Now from the CAD file, you can see that there is no wall here. So basically these lifts are standing lifts. So they don't need to anchor on the wall on this edge. Alright. So this is a freestand lift or double lift that comes together as a double lift. Okay, that is fine. Else we would have added a wall here to provide an anchor for this lift side here and this lift side here. But in this case, we don't need that. Okay, that is fine. So we have now created the opening now for the lift. Let's now go and create the openings for the door. So this is how to create openings for the lift. Okay, that is fine. Don't forget, we have not added the loading of the lift on this wall, which we'll do later. Now we have now done the opening, which you can see here. Okay, that is fine. And also here too, on this other side too, you can see that right now. That's fine. This place now, this distance now from this place, from this opening to this place becomes the foundation distance. Okay, so the ties will like be around this level here. Okay, around this level. Okay, so right, let's now do for the opening of the wall. Let's just start with this opening here. Or let's start with this one here. Anyone at all, you can take the one. Let's start with this one here. So with this now, you can see that there's an opening. You can see this window opening here, from here to here, and again from here to here. Now, since we have the tracing drawing showing here, we don't need to be going to our CAD file and be doing measuring. We can just measure the distance that we need here. How do we do that? Come here right now, click on this place, right click here, and then do what? Say measure. Measure from center point here to the point of this window starting here. What do we have? We have 825, and then what is the window opening from here to here? We have 1.8. You can see here 800 millimeter, and then we also have from here to here we have 1.2. So we actually need this 825 that was showing here, and this 1.8. That's what we needed. Okay, 8.8. So we come now. Although depending on what we want, let us always start from the beginning of where the wall starts. So in this case, the wall starts from your left hand side, which is your J. That's where all wall starts from the J. So in this case now, we measure from here. Let's model this particular one first. From here to here, what do we have? We have, let's see first, where does this column starts from? That's major thing we start from. This means starts from, yeah, this point. Okay, that's fine. So again, measure right now. Measure from here, from this grid now to this point of the window. We have 1175. Then what is the window opening? From here to here, we have 1800. So we need 1175 as the starting point of the window, and then 1800 as the window opening. So we come now, click on this place now, right click here, properties. Sorry, come here and say edit load. So to add opening, window opening or door opening on a beam, you need to do what? Click on edit load here, and in this place now we need to add the block wall load. So in this case, we now come here and do a click on what? Wall load, because we have several loads here. But in this case, we are dealing with what? Wall load, which is the block wall or the brick wall load. So we come now, click on block wall load, and then come here. They say we should add our what? Unit weight and our block wall is what, 225 or 230. So in that case, the unit width of 225 is 3.47. All right. Then we come now. He said we should put in our what, our depth of where the wall will occupy, not the height of the story. So in this case, let's see the cat file first to see what our story height is. That's the headroom. So from the cat file, the headroom that we have now, let's see, from the cat file, the headroom that we have is, we have each to be what, 4 meters. Let me see this first. We are dealing with what, with the first floor first. So we have from here to here to, okay, 3.2 meters. That will have, we have 3.2 meters. Okay, 3.2 meters. And then let me say again, from here to here. So you can see that there are 3.2 meters, 3.2 meters, and so on and so forth. So let us go with that. So let us now to now get our headroom. Now we know that our headroom is what, 3.2 meters. Let's now subtract our headroom from our beam depth, because the block wall we're going to occupy below the beam depth or the beam soffit. So we'll come now, open our calculator right now. 3,200 minus 650. So 3,200 minus 650, what do we have? So this one becomes our beam depth, and this is our headroom. So this is now 222550. This is now the portion of the height of the story that the block will occupy. So we have 2550, and then here becomes what, 225 as our thickness of what, block wall. Now before we add this, all right, you have to come here and edit the opening. Don't forget, our starting point was what, was 1725. Okay, and here we have here to be opening of the height of window, and here to be window opening, which is 1800. All right, that we measured. Then here now becomes the height of the window, and here becomes the offset from the DPC to the window. So let's look at these two values now from our CAD file. So come here, open our CAD file here, and let's look at for the distance between the floor. You can see that this window currently starts directly from the slab directly to this top here. So distance becomes what? 0. Becomes 0. Alright? Distance becomes 0. Then what is the let me see first. Okay, we are dealing with the first floor. This plan we are talking about here that we measured from 1/8 is the ground floor, which we're not dealing with now. Let's go to the second floor. That's the story 2. You can see where it is here. So that is around, let me see. This is the portion we are dealing with now. This place. Let me show that floors. Okay, this is the place here. And the window we are having here, you can see the window we are having here. This is the window. So we have to measure it here directly to get that. Yes. Let's measure it here directly. So let me see. Let me go from the section of that. Yeah, this is where we're dealing with. This is the other views. We are dealing with the approach, which is the front view. So this is the front view now. So yeah, it's fine. So this is the window we want to model, and this one too. Okay, so this is 1.8. Okay, 1.8. As you can see it here, if you measure this now from here to here, this is 1.8. Yeah, this now becomes the window cladding to give fancy to the window. Okay, so which is window we're modeling now. Now, what is the height? The height now becomes from here to here becomes 1.7. So the height is 1.7, which is the window height H. And then what is the distance from the slab? You can see that it's directly resting on the slab. As you can see, this is the slab. All right, this is the slab. All right. So, but let me see. No, this is not the slab. This is the cladding. So you can see from here to here, this is 800. So what it means is that it is 800 CU from the slab. So we have 800 the offset, and then the height of the window 1700. So in that case now, go back to our Prota now. This now becomes 800, and this becomes, the height becomes 1700. Okay, that is fine. You can now see what we have now, but let us confirm if this is what we have on. Yeah, now say okay. Now let us confirm. Now we now come and do what? Click here, all right, to add the wall load, and then click on what? Update, and then come and do what? Say okay. Let's see if we have the opening now ready for us there. Let's see. I can see the opening here. Let's see. This is not where I want the opening to be. The opening I want to be was to be here. Okay, was to be here. So let us now work on this again. Working on this now. Now that we now have this wall here already inserted, we can still have our opening, right? Because the opening meant to be here and then one here after. So let us now work on this again. Now I say that it starts from J, but you can see that, sorry, on I. We measure from J. So let's now measure from this other end coming. Alright? Because you always start from I, not from J. So measure distance from this point to this place. So let us measure what we have now. From here to the window starting from, we have 4675. 4675. So let's now update this as our distance from starting point, X. 4675. So come back to this place, edit story, edit load, then click on your wall load here, then click on the wall load you want to edit, which is here, then click on edit opening, and then come here, 4675, click on anywhere, and then click on what? OK it, and then click on what? Update, and then click on what? OK. It will move. It will move now. Correct. So this is now where we'll have the opening to be. Can you see that now? This is now our opening. Then let's now add the headroom. Here it's showing 300. That's 3000 meter, but we'll have to be toward 3.2. To edit your headroom, come to building setup here, come to story here, stories, click on story operation, click on edit story, and then add your headroom here by adding what? 3200, and then come and do what? Click on what? OK here, and then say yes, update. You now see that it will apply the headroom now. That is fine. So now let's now look out for again what we have next. On our CAD file again, let's see our CAD file again. Back to our CAD file, this place here, here. Now, correct, that is fine. So let's now look at very well what we have. You can see it here too that on the section, the headrooms are, you can see the ground floor 4.0, the other ones are 3.2. Okay, 3.2. We are modeling this level now, this level, not the ground floor. The ground floor is the one below, which you are seeing here. The ground floor you are seeing, that 4.0, is this one here, is this level here. Now this level we are modeling here. Okay, that is fine. So in this level now, let's now we have done for this first window. Let's now do for the second window now, which will now measure from here. Not that we measure from what? From the I direction. If you're doing your opening, so come now again, measure from here now to this place. We'll have 825, and then we'll have 1.8 as the opening, and then 1.7. So we already have everything. So come again here, click on this, right click here and say edit again, then click on your wall load to now add the second opening. Wall load here, wall load here again, existing wall load, edit opening. We have 825. So come and do what? Add here, and then click on this place again, 1.8, the same thing here, 1700 here, here 800 here, 825. Correct. Then come and do what? Say OK here, and then make sure you click on what? Update, and then click on what? OK. We will now have the two windows that we have. Exactly, you can see that right now. We now have these two windows showing here, which you have on our CAD file here. You can see that here. We have it here on our CAD file from the approach. You can see that here. That is fine. That's fine. We are going to work on the height later. After we insert the story, we'll check out about the height, because once we insert, we now have this beam. Okay, that is fine. So we'll then do what now? We have done for this one now. All right. So you can see that we have the same thing that is going up to this plate because they are all typical. So we need to model the first floor very very well, because if any issue there, we then have issues on all of them. Let's not do the same thing that we have that we did here on this other one too here. Okay, that is fine. So we'll come now, minimize this again, open our this thing again here, then come here. We can choose to copy this by click here, copy load, since they are the same length and width. Copy here, okay, come here by click here, and then click on what, paste. Then let's see now. Most times it doesn't flush, but let's look at the tracing plan if it's flush. Yes, we have. No, it doesn't flush. It doesn't flush. You can see that this window starts from here to here, and we are having different thing here. So we need to adjust everything here. So we come again now. Now this is the eye section. So let's now measure from the eye what we have. From here now to here, starting from here to here, we have 1150, and the same 1.8 is what we have. Let's see that. Correct. This one shows 1850, but let's confirm again from here to here, 1850. So this one is 1850 opening. Okay, so we have 1115 and 1850. So we'll come now, click on this, right click here, edit loads, click on wall load here, and click on this one here, and then edit opening. Then this is the one we have to edit first, which is here. Here is 1150, and then 1850, and then click. And here we need to check this one too. Check this one first. Yes, it not work. So we cancel. So this is distance here is, let's say again, from here to here is 1150, and from here to here is, let's see, is 5000. So let us go update that now. We'll come here, edit here, and then click on here, and then come here, edit opening, come here, here becomes 1150, here becomes 5000, then here becomes 1850, Control C, come here, Control V, it doesn't work, 1850, that is fine. And then come and do what, say okay here, and then update before you say okay, it's not work, then okay, let's see out if that was at now, else we don't do the reverse. So let's see now. You can see that it's now it now fitting what we have. Can you see that? Correct. So we have now modeled for these two. Let us now go for the other one. So the same thing, this is how to model an opening. You can see that we have three windows. Let's see, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. On this place we had only, let me see here, we had only one before, just one here, one here. But in this case now, this is the left view, we have 3 here, 3. So in this case again, let us do the same thing again. Click on this place, make sure you measure from the eye end, from here to here is what, 400. And what is the window opening? Window 1.1850. And then again, from here to the next one, what do we have? We'll have this confusing. Let's just do this one first, 400 by 100 and 1850. So click on this, right click here, edit loads, come here, wall loads, come here, click on this place here, edit, then come here, add, come here, 800, come here, here becomes 400, which is distance from there. Here becomes 17. Here becomes 1850. Okay, that is fine. Let's see that now. Then click on what? Okay. Insert, update, okay. Let's see that now. Where the opening will be. that was fine. So you can see that the opening is here. Always start from the I section, not from the J section, because the beginning starts from I. So which is your right hand, which is your left hand side, and most times right hand side. So you now click here, right click again, measure from here from to here. This is what 2610.88, and then what is the opening from here to here 900. So come again, now click here, right click here, edit, then come here, wall load, edit opening, add, come and put the value here 2610.88, and then here 800, and then 17, and then here we have 900 as opening. That's fine. And then say okay, update, and okay it. Let's now do for this next one, which we just show now. Okay, that's fine. For the next one, now let's see. Measure from I point again, from here, measure from here to here. We have what? We have 4589.12. 4589.12. Then from here to here, 800. So 4589.12. So come now, click here, and then edit 4589.12. So come here, click on this one, then edit opening, then add, come to X here, 4589.12, come here 800, come here 17, come here 1800. Now do what? Click on what? Update. Sorry, okay, and then update, and then do what? Okay, that is fine. So let us look at what we have now for that. So we now have this. Now let's now confirm from the CAD file what is actually the height of this window on this side. This is the if you're looking at this place now, this is the right view. So let's now go and look out for that right view from the CAD file. This is the approach, this is the front view, this is the right cover, this is the right view, and we are here. We are on this one. You can see that what we have here from this place now, we are dealing with this, not this one, but this one here. This is the right. Let's see, this is the right we're dealing with. Yeah, the right. We are dealing with this one here. But from what we have here, we don't have this middle window showing here. Let's see again from our modeling from this point. We have this 1.8. Okay, don't forget this is the ground floor. We are looking at the tracing plan. Oh yeah, this is the ground floor, but we are meant to model from the first floor. So we look at the first floor plan. Now the reason why I'm taking time is because this is a course video and it's a paid one. So let's look at the first floor plan now. We are on this side. So we are going to measure that from this is the first floor plan. Yeah, from the elevation. Okay, let me just take off this hash to see the opening very well. Now you can see that we have this first opening here. You can see that here. This first opening here. Alright, this particular one now. We have this. And then we also have this here. You can see that. So we only have two openings here from the first floor. Then second floor we have the other side here. So this is the actual one we are modeling. This one here, this particular one here. And if you look at what we have, is at the front of this place. We have three windows here: 1, 2, and 3, which is meant to be at the front of our modeling here, at the front here. So this, yeah. So we have to put that. Let's copy this now. Copy this. Right click here. Copy everything and the openings, yes, and then come here, paste this here, paste it here. Now we need to modify everything we are doing here, because this is smaller from, if you look at from the card file here on the right view, this is smaller. That is that place. This is smaller. This have the same width with this one here. So let's modify this now. So come here, click on this, right click here, open open this here, and then click on this, open edit opening, modify this now, this particular one here, this tree, this now becomes 900. That is fine. And then you say okay, update, and then okay. That is fine. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Then in this case now we now remove this particular one that is at the middle here for us to achieve what we have. So come now and then edit. So always work with the story floor plan you are working with, right? We are using the ground floor to now model the windows on the first floor, which is wrong. So come here, click on this place. This is 2 need to be removed, so click on 2 now and then say delete and say yes. So we have this now, and then update, and then okay. That will go off now. So we now have this correct. That's fine. So with this now, we have now modeled for this opening, and so basically modeling and opening takes some kind of time, but you need to model everything. Okay, that is fine. So just to reduce the length of this video, I will pause the video and then click my openings and then continue later when I'm done with my opening. Because if I continue with opening all the windows and all the doors, it will extend to over 1 hour. So I'll pause that, but just follow the whole procedure and then get your own openings through done. That is fine. So I'll pause it now and then resume the video when I'm done with this. Okay, so you can see now that I have now added all the openings, the windows and all that we'll have on our card file, which you can see here on my screen. So you can see it here. So the next thing now we want to do is now insert the stories. Now you can see that we'll have 6 stories here, beginning from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that is fine. But before we can insert the 6th story here, we have to first insert the 2nd story, because this particular section area will not follow us to the other floors. It only terminates here. Okay, that is fine. So with that, now let's now come to this place here, modeling here, and then set out here, and then come here and say insert story, which is here, and on that place now type story 2 here, and then click on generate members. The height is also 3.2. Then we'll come here and then put say okay, and then say update. That's fine. So on that now, we will then come and remove the other story that we have on this particular section here, this entrance porch. We don't need that on the other floors. It's only affected on the ground floor alone. So we'll come now, highlight like this way, and then right click here and then say delete. They will ask us a question. I'll say don't delete axis, but delete the rest. I'll then say okay here. So with that now, we have those ones gone out. So in this case now, before we continue, we need to add our load here, because if you can see what we have here, there are some load on the beams here on the card file, which we have here. If we look at this view here, you can see that we have some load of cladding that is on this beam. So we need to add that load as a line load on this area on the beam. Okay, that is fine. So I'll come now, minimize now, and open the software again here. I'll now come like this now, and then make sure that my grid lines are on story 1. So come out to story 1 here and double click here to bring back that grid line. Okay, that's fine. So on this now, I'll then come now and then click on loading here, loading tab. Then click on that load now. Click on point load and line load area, and I'll click on that, and then this appears. I'll then click on here that says line load here. This is line load, and I'll come now and then click on this place to input my line load now. That load is very small, so I'll put 1.2 as the load, and I'll put that as a dead load. So I'll come now and I'll click on this point here, and again I'll go here and click on the next point here to add that load. The load will appear just now on this beam, as you can see that. So this is the load there, and now you can see that right now. And I'll come again now and I'll click here, and I'll go all the way down here and then click here. That is fine. And then, so if you're new on Ekidel, please consider subscribing, and if you're an old subscriber, consider joining the membership plan, or you join Ekidel mentorship training, which we are currently running a discount for the end of year. Okay, that is fine. So I'll come and then click here now. So you can just go to Google and type Ekidel mentorship, and then you will see that, or you type Ekidel store, you also see that on Google, or you check under this video description and you see that too. So on this place we have now added the load that we have, which you can see here. So with this now, we then generate other stories now from this story too. So we have to add additional 5 months, because we have 1, 2, and 3 now currently. If you check now on our card file here, we have 3 already added, which you can see here. We have currently 1, 2, and 3. So we need to add 1, 2, 3, 4. So in that case now we need to make it up to 6, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to add the total number of stories for we to have that. Okay, that's fine. So I'll come now, make sure I'm on story 2, that story 2 is active. Make sure I'm on story 2, so I need to copy from that place, and I'll come back to business setup here, click on this place story here, and then say insert story, and I'll come now and put 6 here, and I'll say generate story, the same story of height, and I'll this story height, I'll come and say okay here. Okay, that, so you now see it now, it now display the number of stories. They will now remove the wall load that's on the roof, because we don't have wall load there, we only have the roofing load, which you can see. So you can see right now that what we have. So let's not count how many stories we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We already have 5 now. Now we need to insert what the roof beam, because you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this place, but on our card file from the ground floor, if you count plus G plus 1, it is 7. So if you go back now and then count adding G, then story G, that's ground floor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, which is here. So we need to do what model or add the roof beam that we have here. So I'll come back now and then go back to my card file here. So in my model here, and then click on this place again, business out, and then click here, and then click insert. That is fine, and I'll put here 7. This 7 now becomes the roof level, or sorry, the roof beam that is on the 6th floor. Again, I'll say this and then say okay. Now once I've done this, now we will now have the roof beam. Now that come and remove the wall load on the other floors, which is on the 6th, on the roof beam level. Okay, that is fine. So with this now we now have what you can now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this one now becomes the roof load. So we are going to remove all the wall load here and the slab. So I'll come now, click on this, hold my control key, and begin to do what multi-select, else it will be hard. So I'll come now, take time like this, and then select that. Then come here, I click here and then say do what delete here. That is fine. And I'll say yes, delete all the slab. And I'll come again now. For the beams now, just to be fast, I'll use my structure tree. This area here controls this model you're seeing here. So I'll come and click here, click on the first beam here, hold my shift key, and then click on the last beam. Then right click now, and I'll say what? I'll say delete loads. Don't say delete beams, but just load alone. So with this now, we will have only the just the loads there being removed. So since this is a roof beam now, and we have also removed the slab, roof beam are naturally minus the slab thickness. So in this case, our beam was 650. We take enough slab will give us 500, but 500 is too deep for a roof beam that is carrying just the roofing sheet. And knowing that here in Africa, our size of our roofing sheet thickness is not that thick compared to country that has snow. So in that case, we are going to use a shallow deep depth of beam. But in this case, knowing that we have span of beams spanning around 7.6 to 8 meter, we will be using the roof beam depth of what 375 instead of 300, so that you can be able to control deflection on that area. So I'll come now and then come to this place now, say properties. Okay, that is fine, and then make sure you select everything here. Okay, let me just do it again right now. So make sure this is selected right now, and then come and do what? Come here and then do what? Say properties. Then come here, delete, then reduce this to what? To 375 by clicking here first, and then okay, just do it now. Make sure you click here first on this H and then click here, so I to change everything at once. So come here, 375, and now come and do what, say okay here. Everything now will change. Okay, that is fine. So I'll come now and then to what, say close. So right now we now have all our roof beams now, just the roof beams alone, to be what, 375. If I now click on what, escape, or click anywhere here, you now have this. Now know that this is a roof beam, sorry, this is the roof level, and on that now we will have this lift area is going to have a slab that will that the lift hook or pulley will be anchored to. So in that course now, I'll come now and I'll come here, click on my slab here, and I'll come now, make sure that your depth of slab for at the rooftop holding the pulley is at minimum 200. Okay, then come here on the load, depending on the lift, right? Although different lifts has different loadings, okay, that is fine. But for a commercial and for most common loads are always 12 kilonewton per meter square. So I'll come here and I'll come now and then add here, sorry, not 12, 7.8. I'll now come here, although most times are most bigger lifts are 12, but 7.8 is for smaller lifts. But I think we have a bigger lift here, so I'll just use 12 here, 12, and now come here and I'll add here 1.5 just to add a dead load there. This one can be gotten by you adding partition load and finishing load. That's 1.0 plus 0.5, that gives you 1.5. But this one here is a factor, is a load, not a factored load, but a load for the lift. So once you've done that, now come now and then begin to click on where we have the lift, which is this area. So I'll come now and then click I want to put this thing. I'll now come and do what, click here. I can model it on the 3D level here. Sorry, you can see, yes, so it's not working here, so I'll have to, let me just come again now. Make sure you're seeing it very well. No, I'll come again now. Yes, click to add it. It will add that right now. Correct. Then come again here. We have this is lift hall. Come again here and add it. That is fine. So with this now, we have not added this. I'll then come and do what, click on what, close here. Okay, so we will then come now. You can see that we have added the load there. So this is now our roof level. Now you can see that since we decreased that load, that depth of this, we then have this now to not to be flushing, because now we need to now readjust all these things. Okay, that is fine. By doing this, we have 3.2 minus 375. That gives us, let's see now. Let's see the new wall height for that. So come now for just that last floor, 320 minus 375, which is the roofing depth. That gives us what, 2825. That is how where this wall going to occupy the height. To I'll come and adjust it now. Adjust this and then put a new depth. Come here, make sure I'm on this place. So then come here, 2825, and then say update, and I'll click on what, okay. It will now flush with the roof beam soffit. Okay, you cannot see it now. Correct, that's fine. You can see it now. It has now flushed. So the same thing now will happen to all of them. So but just for the sake of time, I'll pause this video and then continue again later. So just do the same thing on your own right now with this. If you're following this video up, come now and put here 2825. I can choose to Control A, Control C to copy that, and I'll say what, come here. Sorry. Come make sure you click on this place and then come and do it. Paste the value here, then update. Okay, that's fine. And then okay that. Okay, and then so I'll pause this now and then continue when I'm done adjusting all this. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. So you can now see that I have now adjusted all the wall loads to fit in on this. Okay, that is fine. So with that now, let's now look at what we have done so far. You can now see what we have done so far. So on my next video about this, we will now model for the staircase. Yeah, we can model just one for the staircase here and then populate it to the other other ones which we are to add here. Okay, that is fine. And then we will then also model for the basement, for the DPC slab and DPC beams. Okay, so that we'll be able to achieve the wall load around this level too. Okay, that is fine. So which I will show you too on how to model DPC beam using this software 2026 version, which you can see here under, if you come to modeling here under foundation level, under story 0, you can see this beam here, you can see there. Although we can still model that, we are while we are still on the story 1, which I'll show you to how to model that, model beam on a different level. Okay, that is fine. So thank you so much and God bless you. Now if you have watched to this end, please subscribe to our channel Ekidel, and also recommend your friends and colleagues. And if you're an old subscribers, please consider joining Ekidel mentorship training, where we train you using Google Meets, and it's a one-on-one training. It's not a group training. Okay, that is fine. So thank you so much and God bless you, and then see you on our next video. Now you can see that we didn't add wall load on the intermediates. That's because we have already added the load on the slab, and these beams basically are not passing through where block walls or walls are actually passing. So we didn't add that. Okay, that is fine. So thank you so much, and see you in our next video, where we'll be talking about the staircase, and then also the modeling of this story G, that's the G level, that's the ground floor level. And then we'll then move on to the wind load loading, because this is already more than 10 meters, so we'll have to also add wind load, okay, to this building. Okay, that's fine. So on our next video we will deal majorly on external load. Okay, that is fine. Thank you so much and God bless you. See you on our next video. Bye for now. Bye then. Yeah.